Welcome everybody to the Apiary Fund YouTube Live featuring mytradingsignals.com. I just want to introduce myself real quickly. My name is Steve Perry. I've worked here at the Apiary Fund for about 3.5 years and I love it. So anyway, like I said, we're going to talk about My Trading Signals. This is a service of ours. It's owned by the Apiary Fund, intended to help traders become funded and stay funded, and ultimately help traders get increases in their funded accounts. So what we do with signals, first of all, let me explain what My Trading Signals is. It's a service intended to give you trade alerts at any time of the day that I search out. I'll analyze the market and I'll look for trade opportunities using the strategies that I've put together myself, and then I will send you an alert when a trading opportunity comes along. These alerts come in a form of a text message. They come in an email if you choose, and in a minute here I'm actually going to show you what an example signal looks like. But let me actually go to our slides here. I want to kind of introduce you into what a signals program is. Here's actually a definition of a forex signal. So a forex signal is a suggestion for entering a trade on a currency pair, usually at a specific price and time. The signal is generated either by a human analyst like myself or automated forex robot supplied to a subscriber of a forex signal service. We've had a lot of success with this program. In fact, we actually launched our first version of signals in January of 2016. So we're going on 3 years. Actually, we have 3 years doing signals now, going on 4 years. It's going to be really fun here at the end because I'll be able to present to you some of the results that we've had, some of the statistics. Anybody who knows me knows that I love statistics and working with numbers, and so I'm excited to show you some of the things that we've done with signals here at the end. Okay, so here's an example of what a signal looks like. Okay, at least this is how we publish our signals. When I send you out an alert, typically during the evening hours in the United States, I typically send out my signals, my alerts to you via text message and or email between the hours of 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Mountain Time. Sometimes it'll be a little earlier, sometimes later, but it's just whenever I see the opportunity, I'll send out those signals to you. But here you can see an example signal. When you get the alert, you'll actually get the text message, which will give you a link on your phone. You'll click on that link, it'll take you to this page where the signal is. And with the strategy that we're using right now, which is so awesome, we typically have about between 10 and 14 trades we take every night. We take these trades every night of the week. I usually send out those signals though every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evening. And it comes with basically my order screen. So you get to take the exact same trades that I take. Coupled with that is a screenshot of my spreadsheet, which you'll also get access to if you join the program. This screenshot or this spreadsheet here shows you all of the signals that I have with the different currency pairs I trade. It comes with a stop loss in regards to pips, how big your stop loss should be, and so on. As you come to the classes, which I'm going to explain in just a moment, you'll be able to learn more about this. So actually, as I continue on here, I just want to talk just briefly about some of the evolution that we've had with signals. When we actually first launched our signals program back in 2016, we would only send out the alerts, which was good. People would pay us a subscription fee and you would get the signals and hopefully make some profits in the meantime. But something that we learned is that nobody was learning how to trade. You would take those signals, but at the end of the day, all you had is just a signal trade that hopefully made you some money, but you never actually learned the reason by taking these trades. So the Apiary Fund's mission is to be able to help people learn to fish, essentially. And we figured that my trading signals needed to be revamped a little bit. So as of, I would say, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, we had this idea that maybe we can actually host webinars and teach you guys on a weekly basis. In fact, 3 times a week, you'll have the opportunity to meet with me in a 45-minute to an hour-long webinar where you can actually learn my strategy. So what's really cool about this now is not only do you get these signals, as you can see here, but you also get that valuable, in fact priceless information about how to take these trades on your own, so that when someday you leave the program, you can use this information, these strategies, and start using them in your simulated accounts, your funded accounts, personal accounts that you have on your own outside of the Apiary Fund. That's the ultimate goal with this. So it's pretty exciting. So that's what we do now. I'm going to, like I said, I'm getting a little bit of ahead here, but I want to show you what we do with our classes and how that's structured in just a minute. So I mentioned earlier that we have this really awesome strategy, and you can talk to anybody in the program and they'll tell you how awesome it is. I can't tell you everything about this strategy right now. You'll need to come to our classes and the War Room, which we do on Friday, to be able to learn more about it. But I can share with you some of our statistics and kind of how those signals come out. So what we have is I mentioned this earlier, we have a spreadsheet which you'll get access to when you come to the live webinars. This spreadsheet comes with all the currency pairs that we trade alongside with the signal, the subsequent signal that you'll trade for the overnight session. You'll put in these trades prior to the London Open, and you'll let these trades run while you're sleeping, and when you wake up in the morning, we'll book some profits, hopefully. And it comes with the stop loss and everything like this. So like I said, you'll get access to this spreadsheet when you join the program. But I have to tell you that this strategy has changed my way and view of the market entirely. And I'm sure many other clients can tell you the same thing. So we actually call this strategy the SSI shift. The SSI is an indicator that stands for Speculative Sentiment Index. And it shows you how many traders are long and short in the market. And we look at this data on a day-to-day basis. In fact, every day we look at this data and we try to make a determination based off that data. I can't share everything with you. You'll need to join the program to be able to learn more about it. But we manipulate this data and it helps pump out a signal each day. And it's pretty cool because it takes all the ambiguity out of the market, whether we should go long, whether we should go short. We also have a very, very specific method that we've put together and structured on how we manage risk. We've done such a good job that many of our traders have been able to increase their leverage, use a larger lot size, including myself, because we are so specific about how we manage our risk with this strategy. And you'll learn that as well in these classes. So what are some of the benefits of a trading signal service, and especially our trading signal service? Well, we promise to send at least 2 to 3 hand-picked signals a week. These alerts will be sent to your phone and or email. You also have the live classes, which I would say is the most important and most valuable thing you'll get out of your experience in the signals program. You'll learn to trade successful models and strategies in the live trading classes, learn to fish approach rather than just feeding you a fish. That's huge. I mean, just your first few weeks in the webinars will help change so many things in your trading. You'll learn concepts that you've probably never been, that probably have never been introduced to you before. You'll be able to watch me exercise proper risk management on each trade. These classes are held Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time and Wednesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We do 2 different classes, one in the morning New York session, so that hopefully we can catch some of you if you can't make one or the other times. We know that everybody has a different schedule. We have hundreds of people in this program, and not everybody's going to be able to attend every webinar. So we try to scatter some of these webinars throughout the week so that you can come to at least one of these classes throughout the week. So like I said, Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, and Wednesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. That Wednesday class is really significant because that's where we actually go in together and take the trades. You'll actually watch me in my own live trading account with the Apiary Fund take these trades. So it's going to be very valuable to you to be able to see that in action. So like I said, that's the overnight class, and we set up trades for the London session. Also, another huge benefit to taking overnight trades, which is primarily what we do in the Signals program, is it helps you get rid of micromanagement. Have you ever taken a trade where if you had just let that trade run a little bit longer, you would have made some more pips? Right? That happens to us all the time. So I've learned that some of the most successful trading that I've ever encountered is when I keep my hands off the mouse. You'll hear several of our coaches here at the Apiary Fund say the same thing, that we need to allow some of our trades to run to fruition, allow them to develop and do what they need to do. So this will help get rid of some of your micromanagement. If that's a problem for you, it'll get rid of some of your micromanagement habits. Also, overnight trading is also I would say, one of the best ways to trade because it helps you with the lifestyle that you have. Most of you, if not, well, I wouldn't say all of you, but I'd say most of you probably are still working or have lots of things going on. And, you know, or maybe you're just swamped with things in your life, and so you don't have time to sit at the computer to scalp trade for 3 or 4 or 5 hours a day. So these overnight trades make it so that you can come home when things are quiet and you're alone with the computer. You can set up these trades when I send you that text message to you, and allow these trades to sit and close them before you head to work in the morning. So that's a huge benefit to a lot of people, and it has been a huge benefit to many people already. So here's some more benefits. One of the cool things about our trading signals is it helps you take intermediate to long-term trades. I would say the vast majority of traders who trade with the Apiary Fund are short-term traders, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's always a good thing to diversify a little bit and have some way to have another set of strategies or another part of your portfolio where you take longer-term or intermediate setups. So often we'll work on the 4-hour, 1-hour time frames. The lowest we'll actually ever work is about the 15-minute chart. That's the lowest time frame we'll work on. We rarely, unless we're trading a news event together, will go on to the 1-minute or 5-minute chart. Like I said, I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just it makes it really difficult for me to send you a signal if I take the trade on a 1-minute chart, because that trade's going to execute in 5 or 10 minutes. And you'll be away from the computer. So we need something that both you and I can trade together that's a little bit more long-term. The vast majority of our trades will be closed within a single day. So like I said, I mean, most of our trades are closed out within 12 hours. But that's enough time for most of you to be able to hop on the computer, take the trades calmly, and then get out of them, like I said, 10 to 12 hours later. Another thing that we look at is I would say I'm a professional. I don't know what other people would say, but I'm really good at identifying chart patterns in the market. This is something that I've spent a lot of time studying and analyzing, is chart patterns. And so you'll see us in these webinars, we'll look at chart patterns quite frequently to help verify trade decisions and or keep us out of certain trades. So that's another benefit you'll get. These are very high probability setups, these chart patterns. We actually use these chart patterns coupled with our SSI strategy. So it's pretty awesome. Now lastly, I want to tout our War Room. The War Room is absolutely incredible. The War Room is every Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. This is where you and I come together and we actually do a lot of strategy modeling together with our SSI strategy. We come together and forecast the coming week. We look at news events from the previous week and how those affected our trades. We analyze fundamentals in the market, so things like economic outlooks, forecasts. We also talk about how we can make the strategy better. With regards to our risk management, we talk about, should we tighten up our stop losses in the coming week? Should we maybe widen those stop losses, just depending on what statistics we have found and analyzed. We do a lot of data gathering together, and so you'll see us come together in that war room specifically, and we'll talk about these things. And it's really kind of fun because it's not really me teaching you, it's you and I come together and we talk about what your findings are, what my findings are. We'll be able to chat back and forth about your different ideas, and then we'll have the weekend to think about it and but potentially apply some of those things in the coming weeks. And so each week our strategy just gets better and better. We have it, I mean, it's really good right now, but it just keeps getting better and better as we modify. We make small adjustments as needed, but it's really fun to come together with you guys in that war room and discuss you know, different things we can do with the strategy. Okay, so when do we hold these webinars? I already briefly talked about this. So they're 8 a.m. Eastern on Monday, 9 p.m. 11 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. And then right here on Friday, we have the War Room, which is at 8 a.m. Eastern, okay? Now, I anticipate new subscribers this week. In fact, I anticipate lots of you joining the program, and I'm excited to have you here with me. So I've put together a class called Basic Orientation. That will be this Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. my time, Mountain, and 6 p.m. Pacific. I would highly, highly recommend that you come to this class if you're new to the program, or even if you've been in the program a long time. Maybe you can come and help out some of our new traders. But this basic orientation will be a breakdown, top-down approach of our strategy. You'll learn it from step one to where we are today with the strategy. I'll also give you a site walkthrough, so you'll see where you can, you know, change your settings with your profile. I'll show you where to access the signals. If there's any questions that you have, that's a really good and appropriate place to bring up those questions. So that'll be this Tuesday, the 9th, at 7 p.m. my time, Mountain, or 9 p.m. Eastern. By the way, all of these classes are recorded. So if you cannot, for any reason, make one of these classes, they are recorded. And so if you're looking to learn more about what we talked about, or if you really wanted to make that basic orientation class or the war room and you couldn't go, fortunately they are all recorded, and you can come back and check them out on your own time. Now this is the fun part. Now I get to show you here my strategy in detail. I get to show you the results. So like I said, we've been doing this for 3.5 years now. Since January 2016, we've been running signals. And each year, we have increased the amount of pips that we've made at a very steady rate, very constant rate. And this is very exciting to me because it shows that I'm becoming a better trader. You guys are becoming better traders in the process. In 2016, we ended up with 10 profitable months, 2 losing months. I think they were due to summer doldrums mostly, but nonetheless, there were still 2 losing months. We made a total of 1,371 pips. In 2017, things got much better. We had 0 unprofitable months. We made money every single month, which is pretty awesome. We made a total of 2,572 pips in the month of, in the year of 2017. We did about 300 to 400 pips better in 2018. We ended up making 2,902 pips. I told people back in January, we are really close to breaking the 3,000 pip mark for 2019. Well, not necessarily really close, but since we made 2,900 pips in 2018, I think we can break that for 2019. Well, we just finished Q2 for 2019, and we have made 1,603 pips. So if things go to plan and if things continue the way they are going, we should wind up having nearly 3,200 pips or more by the end of this year. So I am very excited about that, and I hope you guys can join me for the rest of the ride. I'm really excited where things are going. Especially, look at this. Last month was one of our best months in the Signals program. We ended up making 692 pips. The only better month that we had was January of 2018, where we made 709. So this one is really, June's giving January a run for its money here, practically the same amount of pips. I'm hoping July does even better. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it. In fact, the way things are going right now with the strategy, I do think that by the end of this year, we'll have a month or two that surpasses all of the all-time bests with regards to our monthly profits. So I'm really excited about that. Now, I want to talk a little bit about your expectations with the strategy, okay? And my expectations with you. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. I just want to put that out there. This is a come and learn with me, trade with me, lose with me, win with me type of a program. I don't win 100% of my trades. So I'm going to share with you a couple of statistics that I hope you'll be able to internalize and understand before you come into this program. If your expectations are similar to mine, we're going to have a really good relationship. So I want to make sure we're clear on a couple of things. I want to relate this Signals program to let's say a baseball team, and I'll just be the team captain of this baseball team. And a lot of you guys will be looking for me to hit home runs. You'll be looking for me to hit singles, doubles, triples, right? But do team captains sometimes strike out? Absolutely, and all of my clients can tell you that, yes, Steve sometimes will strike out. And sometimes I'll strike out in a row. I will have not simultaneous, but I'll have consecutive losses, and I will strike out sometimes. On the flip side, I'll also have consecutive home runs. That happens from time to time. We had several wins last week where we had win after win after win. In fact, last week we had 4 winning days and 1 losing day last week. We have other times. In fact, I started off July Monday and Tuesday with some losses. Today we actually made a little bit of money. I had 2 days back in June where I had 2 losing days in a row. But I've also had 3 or 4, sometimes up to 5 winning days in a row as well. So I want to put that out there that Signals should be based off of the long-term view. We should judge the program based off of what it does long-term, not what it does on a day-to-day basis. I'm sure all of my trading colleagues would never want to be judged by how much money they make on a single day or how much they, win or lose tomorrow. That's not fair, right? So in trading, we have to look at the long-term approach always. In fact, the way we calculate our signals on our home page is you'll see that we look at the past 90 days, the past month, and the past week. So that's how we gauge our success in the Signals program. Awesome. Okay, so here's how the subscription works out. Okay, we also have a really generous offer I'm going to share with you in just a second here. So right here we have 3 different levels of the subscription. We have what's called Signals Lite, Signals, and Signals Plus. Signals Lite is $27 a month, and it includes all of the signals. So you'll get the text messages, the email alerts. However, you don't get the learn to trade, the learn to fish approach. That's not included in the $27 a month. So if all you want is just the daily fish, that's what you'll get with $27 a month. But you'll never ever learn the strategy, and you won't know exactly what we're doing. You'll just kind of be taking the signals without knowing why we do it. Which is fine. I mean, if that's all you're looking for, then feel free to join the Signals Lite. Signals, which is $47 a month, includes all of the signals, just like Signals Lite. But this one comes with 2 live trading classes. So this comes with the Monday class at 8 a.m. Eastern Time and the 11 p.m. Eastern Time class on Wednesday. So you'll get those 2 classes a week, and the recordings, you'll have access to those too. So you'll be able to trade live with me and set up these trades and close trades in these two classes. $67 a month for Signals Plus includes the War Room and everything else that I just explained. Now, like I said, the War Room is super awesome. I mean, super awesome, because it's where we come together and actually analyze the strategy. We look at data and we talk about how we can make the strategy better and explore opportunities to manage our risk. So anyway, so that's how the subscription works out there. I want to share with you some of the things that our clients have said. Let me share this one with you. This is from Shireen. She says, I really love the Signals class. I have grown so much as a trader. Being able to share my ideas and see a professional analyze and explain why it is or isn't a good trade and or suggest an alternative trade. It is the best. I have really built my confidence. Hearing my name in class is huge. Everyone should do this. You make pips and learn. It doesn't get any better. My only complaint is it's too short and only 4 days per week. But Steve, our teacher, is always available by email for consults. So anyway, that's that, and we have several others here too, if you want to read those. So we've got a lot of people who really enjoy this. I'm sure we have people in the chat box right now who could tell you how much they love the program. And how well they've done with it. Okay, so what I want to do now is actually spend some time answering your questions in the chat box. Let me make sure. Oh, actually, before I do that, I forgot I have this one last slide. Let me give you our offer. Let me explain this to you. And while I explain this offer, feel free to put questions in the chat box. So we have a really generous offer. The first month of Signals is free. Doesn't matter if you sign up for Signals Lite, Signals, or Signals Plus, your first month is free, first 30 days. Okay, so we will not bill your first 30 days of the subscription. You may cancel anytime you want in that 30-day period without being charged. I don't really think you're going to cancel, but if you do, if you feel like you need to, or something comes up in your life and you need to get out, you can absolutely do that. If you do it within the 30 days, you won't be charged for anything. So I would say that's pretty generous of us. We also have what's called a money-back guarantee. We promise to make you 10% more than your subscription fee. For example, if you sign up for Signals Plus, you'll be paying $67 a month. For 3 months, you'll actually pay $134 because your first month is free, so you'll only actually end up paying 2 months worth of subscription. 10% of $134 is $13.40, which means if we cannot make more than a total of $147, or we'll just call it $150, if we can't get you your money back plus 10% in 90 days, then you can request your money back, no questions asked. Now, you need to trade with me for 90 days. Here again, going back to the expectations. If you join with me today and we have a losing day, or we have a couple of losing days in a row, we should never judge a trading strategy based off of just a few days. How would you like the Apiary Fund to judge your trading statistics after your first couple of days of trading? Right? Nobody would want that. So we need you to stay with us for 90 days so that you can fully understand the program, understand the strategy. We know that you're not going to trade the strategy perfectly right off the bat. We'd like you to. But sometimes we need more time to be able to fully engage with the classes and with the strategy so that you can learn our system. Awesome. So let me go ahead and look at some of the questions that you have here in the chat box. So I'm just going to kind of read these for just a second here.
Let me lob some at you, Steve.
Okay, perfect.
So what would you say to somebody that says Sean makes 3,000 pips in a day? What's the difference between Sean's way of trading and your way of trading?
That's a great question. So the question was asked, sometimes you'll watch Sean trade in the trading room, and he'll rack up 3,000 pips in a single day. And I just explained to you that I only make 3,000 in a year. So what's the difference between my way of trading and Sean's way of trading, where he can make 3,000 pips and mine where I'll make 3,000 pips in a whole year? What's the difference? Well, if you watch Sean trade, he'll take multiple positions on a single trade setup. So he's able to magnify a small move in the market and subsequently get more pips out of the market, if that makes sense. When you and I trade, I'd like to compare it to a sniper approach. We take individual trades and we look for the opportunity, and we don't throw several trades at it and we don't report those several trades. We just take a single trade, and if it wins, it wins. It gets reported as a win. If it loses, it loses. Which, by the way, I just want to mention this real quickly. All of the signals are taken in an Apiary Fund funded account, and it is my account. And so these are verified results. In fact, if any of you wanted to see my order history, you can see that. In fact, in our spreadsheet that you'll get access to when you sign up for the program, I actually post my order history. So you can actually compare your trades to my trades. You can see we're super transparent with the program, right? Because I'll actually put up my order history. But that was a great question. Thanks for that. Any other questions?
So, Jignesh asks, mine is good, 100 pips a day. Account is still averaging losses is more than the average win because of scalping, which doesn't meet funding requirements. Kind of thinking that there was another question in there about will these trades also help with the funding?
Oh yeah, that's a great question. So the question was asked, can these signals help with improving or repairing your statistics with the Apiary Fund to ultimately get funded? Some of you who scalp might find that when you take these little micro profits, sometimes your average winner will be smaller than your average loser. And as you all know, that's a big thing when it comes to getting funded at the Apiary Fund. And so one of the cool things about our signals is that our average winner is typically about 1.5 times larger. In fact, it's about 1.4 times larger than our average loser. Okay? And also, just so you know, we have about a 58% win ratio. So we win about 50, it fluctuates a little bit. Right now, 56 and 58% of the time we make money. And when we win 1.4 times more than what we lose. So to answer the question, can this actually help you get funded with the Apiary Fund? Absolutely. We have dozens of people who have come through the Signals program and who have been funded thanks to this strategy in the program. I even have family members who have done the same thing. I've personally went through the Beeline about 4 months ago. I was already funded, but I went through the Beeline 4 months ago. And I actually used this particular strategy to get funded, and it happened very quickly because the strategy is modeled almost perfectly to fit the Apiary Fund mold. So yes, absolutely. Can this help you to get funded? Very much so. I think that's actually a common question I get. Is this only for funded traders, people who are not funded? It's for anyone. Anybody who wants to learn the system, learn specific rules, and follow those rules. It's for anybody who wants to do that. So, okay. Any other questions?
How long is this offer going to be available?
Well, right now, how long is the offer going to be available was the question. Right now, I don't have a set date of how long this will be available. We don't want to, it is very generous, so we don't want to offer it forever. And as we continue to move along with our program, we might need to change a few things. But right now, I don't have a set date for you on that. But yes, as of right now, the offer is, if you sign up, there's no special link. If you just go on the website, sign up, you'll get your 30 days free. We won't even charge your card right away. You'll need to put in your information, but it won't charge you for 30 days. So,
if you're not with Apiary and you're doing it on your own, how much money would you recommend trading with?
That's another great question. So if you're not with the Apiary Fund and you have a personal trading account, how much money would I recommend that you trade with? Well, quite frankly, there's no minimum deposit with our program. There's no minimum amount or maximum amount you need to put in. One of the cool things about our program, though, is that we actually teach you how to scale your account. So if you have a $1,000 account, which I would consider pretty small, or even a $500 account, I can teach you techniques on how to scale your account to a smaller account size. I work with people who have much larger accounts than that, and it's just a matter of scaling your leverage to what an appropriate risk management model would be for that account. The trades don't change. If you have a $500 account or a $100,000 account, you'll still go long as the person with $100,000 and the person with $500 will take the same trades. The difference is the person with $100,000 is just putting in more leverage and pushing a lot more volume in the market than the $500 account person is doing.
Last year I was in Signals. Can I join again?
Can you join again? No, you can't join again. No, absolutely. Well, we welcome you back to the program. If you've been away for a while and want to come back and see what we're doing now with the SSI, which some of you are going to chuckle when you find out what we're doing. You're going to love to see what our strategy is all about. Absolutely, come back and try out the program. It's pretty awesome. And also, for anybody who's coming back, if you are coming back, the offer applies to you as well, with the 30 days free. So.
One more question.
Okay.
How can you day trade using a weekly daily chart when you only have 1 hour or so? At Apiary Fund, the classes that deal with long-term and intermittent trading are their classes, or they are classes.
Well, excuse me, I don't quite understand the question.
How do you day trade using a weekly or daily chart when you only have an hour or so?
Okay, that's a great question. So how do we day trade using a weekly, daily, 1 hour, 4 hour chart when there's only 1 hour to trade? So when we look at different time frames, what we're really doing is we're just getting a different view. Let's say you were standing on a mountain. In fact, we have a mountain that's really pretty just right over here. It's about 10,000 feet tall, above sea level. As you climb up, you have a 1,000 foot view. As you climb up a little more, you have a 5,000 foot view, and then 8,000 and up to the 10,000 at the peak, right? When we trade, we can scale to those different levels at any moment. I can look at what the chart's doing at 1,000 feet, what it's doing at 5,000, at 10,000, at any moment I want to. And so when I look for trade opportunities, I can be on the daily chart. I won't be looking for a 10 pip profit. If I'm looking at the daily chart, I'm going to be looking for several hundreds of pips of profit, because that's what's pertinent or relevant to that daily chart. The 1 minute time frame would be more, I wouldn't be looking for a 100 pip move on a 1 minute chart. That's not realistic. You might be looking for a couple of pips or 5 or 10 pips. Pretty much on any on any currency pair, that's kind of how you would approach that. So I hope that answers the question. So when we trade in My Trading Signals, we look at the 15-minute chart, the 1 hour chart, the 4 hour time frame, because that's what's relevant to us taking trades overnight. If I look at the 1 minute chart when I'm trying to take an overnight trade, I'm not getting enough information to be able to see what's happened in the past and how is that past going to influence the future. But the 15-minute and up to the 4 hour time frame seems to accomplish that very well.
What's your recommended risk per trade?
What's my recommended risk per trade? That's another really great question. In fact, so when I trade personally, I don't want to ever take a trade that loses more than 1% of my account. In fact, the Apiary Fund has some very specific rules. Perhaps you know them. Apiary Fund does not allow you to lose more than 2% on any given trade. They also require you that you don't lose more than 5% in a single day. if that happens, and if you're in a funded account, that can look pretty bad, and it can cause you problems for the future in getting increases in funding. So it's very important that we manage that. I will teach you in these classes how to do that more specifically. But to answer the question, not more than 1% on any given trade. That keeps me within Apiary's structured risk management and my personal risk tolerance. So that's kind of what I do. And I personally will never risk more than 5% of the entire account in a day. And I try to keep that below about 2 or 3%, because I don't want to flirt with that 5% total risk. So.
Just remind everybody to like and subscribe if they like videos.
Awesome.
Like this.
Okay, I think that's about it with questions. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up. I just want to invite you guys to like and subscribe to our page here. Also, feel free to sign up on our page. If you just go to mytradingsignals.com, I think we had some moderators put the link in the chat box there.